Are you and your friends down in the dumps? Do the pressures of modern society hang over your group of pals that are also too downtrodden to be able to find professional help? Well, how about some good old fashioned group therapy? How's it going, dudes? What I've got with me today is the 1969 board game Group Therapy. Is it really a game? I fished this bad boy out of some estate sale, and as you can see, it's a little worse for wear, but by some miracle, this 55-year-old board game still has all the components to run a full game. They just made them different back then. Strap yourselves in for this wacky adventure as we look into the game's premise, how to play, how to win, and showcase the wacky crap this game has to offer. Trust me, you've never seen a game like this before. Let's jump into the game's premise, which is neatly detailed in these handy little booklets that each player gets. Group therapy. Is it really a game? Yes, but group therapy is for people who want to do more than just play games. For people who want to open up, get in touch, let go, feel free. Therapist cards started happening. Like, hold each member of the group in a way which shows you how you feel about him. Like, pick a way in which you are phony and exaggerate it. Like, you are advertising yourself as a lover. What does the ad say? Were you with it, or did you cop out? Everyone judges. Everyone is judged. And the judgments tell you where you're at. On the board. Play group therapy, and you can stop playing games. Phenomenal. The aim of the game is to go from being hung up to being free. First person to rid themselves of all their mental issues wins. You do this by drawing therapy cards that require you to perform specific actions, with the cards increasing in difficulty as the game progresses, yellow being the easiest and blue being the hardest. In order to showcase how much the difficulty changes between the sections, I'll read off some of the therapist cards in order to showcase what you might have to do if you play this game. Disclaimer, I have only read a couple of these and really have no idea what I'm about to get myself into. So, the few that I've actually looked at are freaking wild. Strap yourselves in. We'll start off in the yellow section where the game begins and where the easiest cards are, working our way through the different sections. Alright, first up, yellow cards. Let's see what we got. First card, talk about your occupation in the way that you might when you feel it's meaningful. Now, in the way that you might when you feel it is not meaningful. Ooh, scather there. Pick a member of the group and try to make him laugh. Moving and talking, do your impression of a woman if you are a man, of a man if you are a woman. Oh, that's gonna go over so well. Tell the group what effect fame would have or has had on you. The group will select one of its members. Find and massage a part of that person's body which is tense. Give an accurate description of the way you look, stressing the total effect of your appearance. Without using words, show a member of the group that you want him to like you. Contract all the muscles in your body from scalp to toes. Hold this for at least 30 seconds. We're doing physical group therapy now. Tell each member of the group a way in which you would like to know him better. The person on your left wants to be with you, but you want to be left alone. What do you say to him? Why? Pick a member of the group and look at him, letting your eyes go as soft as possible. What? My eyes stay hard, thank you. For about a minute, move around the room with your eyes closed, being only as cautious as necessary. Tell the member of the group whom you know the least what you would most like to give him. Stand up and tell the group what makes you mature. Shake hands with each member of the group as honestly as possible. Whoever you give the lip handshake to is gonna be furious. Move in a way which is uncharacteristic for you, but normal for other people. Absolutely slam blast some toe walkers. Show the part of your body which you are most proud of. Oh no. This one's just 2 words. Show off. Burst in movement and sound. Lie on the floor. Let the group cradle you. Go with the experience. Choose a member of the group to be your father. Choose a member of the group to be your father and ask him for something that is difficult for you to request. Choose a member of the group to be the policeman who has just told you to move on for loitering. react to him. Tell a personal fantasy that begins, once upon a time, a small boy/girl, and it just ends there. Starting with the word chair, free associate for about 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and get into the red option, which apparently increase in difficulty. Show the way you are when you like yourself best. Now show the way you are when others like you best. All right, that one's not too bad. Another one. 2 words. Be tough. Using your whole body, move gracefully. That is just not possible for some people. Walk up and down the room as though there were nothing you were ashamed of. Again, for some people, that is simply not possible. Choose the member of the group who needs to be cheered up the most and try and cheer him up. Choose a member of the group. Now standing back to back and pushing, tell him why it is hard for you to be direct with him. Okay, we're really doing therapy now, aren't we? Tell a member of the group what you would rather not know about him and why. You are advertising yourself as a lover. What does the ad say? Have all the members of the opposite sex sit together. Now stand up and tell them what you don't like about the opposite sex as a whole. Yeah! Talk for a while about the quality of your intelligence. Hold each member of the group in a way which reflects the way you feel about him. Demonstrate your most vain, private habit. Tell the group how you are boring. Here's an idea. We're currently playing a game called Group Therapy. There's not much further you can get from there. The group will surround you in an interlocked circle. You are to get out of the circle fairly. Shadow box with the person in the world who makes you the most uptight while repeating his name. We're getting the good stuff now, oh boy. You are walking down the street and are approached by a homosexual of your own sex. Describe in detail the way you feel. Choose a member of the group of your own sex. Talk about the part of his body that most appeals to you. I'm glad we got those 2 back to back. With the reds taken care of, that was an experience, but we're not done yet. We've got the blues. These are apparently the toughest therapy cards. Oh boy. Assume the fetal position. Close your eyes, and rocking back and forth, make appropriate sounds. That's phenomenal. Talk about your loneliness. Make yourself really laugh. Choose as many members of the group as you want and, one at a time, ask them to forgive you for something. Take off as many clothes as you feel comfortable taking off. Screw everybody else. Have the group stand around you. Allow yourself to fall and be tossed back and forth. Let out the sounds you feel. Get the person here who pays least attention to you to pay attention to you. Tell the group how you've been faking it so far in this game. Choose a member of the group who is now feeling something that he would like to express, but can't. Express it for him. Choose the player who has the most authority in the group and show him how you feel about it. Make up a challenging therapist instruction for yourself and do it. They really just said, you know what? You do it. Figure it out yourself. We don't know. Sit on top of the person here who makes you the most nervous. Tell him why. Tell each member of the group something you've learned about him while playing this game. Pick the member of the group who likes you the least and tell him how it is his problem. Stand facing the group member who threatens you most. Pushing your hands against his, tell him why he frightens you. And the last blue card, do an interpretive dance that shows how you feel when you think nobody likes you. Awesome. Fantastic. Now that you know what you're getting yourself into, let's start the game off. The official way to start the game is to have the tallest player go first, ensuring that short people must confront their failures even before they get the chance to play. Once a player draws a card, they have a minute to decide whether they will pass on the action and move back 1 space, or attempt it and be judged. That's right, movement in this game is determined by the other players judging how well you performed the card's desired action, because nothing says a place to be yourself like every little action being meticulously judged by others in order to be scored. Once a player follows a card's orders, the other players will judge him, outlined in the booklet. Judging a player. Each player has a judgment card marked with it on one side and cop out on the other. After a player has performed, all members of the group will simultaneously hold their judgment cards. If you believe the player adequately fulfilled what was asked of him, show the with it side of the card. If not, show the cop-out side. When a player must do or say something one at a time with other players, judgment will be made when one player has completely finished the assignment, and the other one will based on your overall impression of everything you said and did, yada yada yada. You will undoubtedly want to take a number of factors into account when determining whether a player has fulfilled the instructions on the therapist card. Did he cop out? Was he acting? Was he impersonal? Was he glib? Did he try to make a joke of what he was doing? Was he trying to sustain a public image of himself, which seems to be different from his private self? Did he respond to the instruction incompletely, trying to get by with as little as possible? Was he trying to hide something? Did he seem afraid of appearing petty, unordinary, naive, weak, uncool, unmasculine, or unfeminine? Was he afraid to be vulnerable? Or was he with it? Did he try to be honest, open, sincere, aware, giving, free? Many judgments will be difficult to make. How well you know the player, of course, will affect your decision. At times you may waver, but as in most personal situations, judging is a risk you must take. Once the votes have been cast, the player will move the net total of score they received. For example, if a player gets 3 with-its and 1 cop-out, he will move forward 2 spaces. And if the inverse happens, he will move back 2 spaces. If the player ends with a negative score, after moving backwards of course, he is allowed to ask the group to explain their votes, and the group can tell them what they did wrong. After they tell him what's wrong with him, he can attempt the card again, where everyone can give him a new score. You can only retry a card once though, so make it count. Of course, it wouldn't be a fun group outing to work through everyone's issues without some activities together, which is where the group therapy cards come in. When you land on a group therapist space, everyone gets the chance to work through their problems one after another, with the first player performing the action, getting judged, moving his piece, and then the next person in the group follows the same prompt. Everyone in the group gets a chance at group therapy, and once it's done, the game continues as normal. Group therapist cards. Everyone has to do what's on here or they lose spaces. Why would you not like the whole group to be nude right now?
Why would you?
Stand up and move around until your body is really loose. Talking about yourself in the third person, tell the group the first impression you make on people. Say something to someone else in the group which you have never said to him before, but which you would like to say. You died yesterday. Deliver a sincere eulogy to yourself. Using your face and body, be seductive. Tell the group a way in which you could be a better lover. Your official portrait is about to be painted. Assume the pose in which you would like to be remembered. Hug yourself and tell yourself why everything is going to be alright. Buddy, you're playing group therapy. It's not. Repeat to the group a lie you often tell about yourself in the way you usually tell it. Do something outrageous. And the last group therapy card, choose a way in which you are self-pitying and parody it. Incredible. The experience can end once a player reaches the free section. The first person to reach free is the winner. The other players will then determine whether they wish to stop or to continue playing until everyone, in effect, is a winner. All free players will refrain from drawing therapist cards, but they will continue to post judgments until the game is over. It's clear the game wants you to pursue the everyone's a winner model, but if the creators think for a second that any red-blooded American is going to pick their friend's mental health over dunking a fat W on their skull, then they don't know what country they're in. Speaking of America, if you not only found this game but loved it so much that you need more of it, then you're in luck by sending $2 cash or a money order to Park Plastics in Linden, New Jersey. You can receive a complete set of 100 different therapist cards. Seeing as the game is from 1969, that might not exactly pan out, but if this video gets enough likes or comments telling me to do it, I absolutely will to see what happens. I'd say it's about as likely that I lose my $2 as it is that I'll get the rare therapy card where I have to tell my friend why I'm so emotionally dependent on my The Jungle Skug. And I'm sorry to say, but that's all the time that we have for today. Being as old as it is, the game is quite tricky to find if you want a copy. Of course, my group therapy was fished out of a basement somewhere and isn't in the best best condition. But if you want your own copy, eBay is selling much cleaner versions for nearly $200. Man, at that point, just go get some actual group therapy. I'd also like to link the game scans, but Board Game Geek doesn't have good scans this time, and I don't know exactly how to link pictures that I've taken myself. So if you know how to do it, let me know below, and I'll get these scans up for your reading pleasure. Lastly, I've put my little technical knowledge together and have made a Patreon. If you like my stuff, you can support me below and help me make it faster and better. But remember to always be careful with your hilarity, lest you end up in some group therapy. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Massive shout out to my very first patron, Benny Rush. Thanks a ton for your help, I really appreciate it. If you'd like to be like Benny, you can join the Patreon below. Even a little can help out a lot. For people who want to open up, get in touch, let go, feel free. The aim of the game is to go from being hung up to... The official way to start the game is to have the tallest player go first, ensuring that short people must confront their failure, criminal. Each player has a judgment card marked with it on one side and cop it. Pick a member of the group and try to... I swear, if that fly flies around and the shadow is gonna be in the picture. It's going to be in the picture. Where did it even come from? Don't break the microphone, it's already broken as it is.